The days are definitely shorter. The air is cooler. We need to wear some more layers of clothes. Fall is definitely here. And with that, I want to share with you the best fall fragrances for 2025. Hi everyone, I'm Jean-Lima and welcome back to my channel, Scented Moments, where we discuss everything about perfumes. So this video is about me sharing with you my favorite, what I consider to be the best fall fragrances for this year. I have here 12 fragrances, 6 niche, 6 designers. I will not be ranking them. It's just too hard, too complicated to rank the fragrances. But I might here and there tell you what fragrance would be my number one. So with that being said, let's get started. First, we'll start with the design of fragrances. And let me just say that I absolutely love fall. It's my favorite season of the year. It's really when we can wear all type of fragrances. The air gets cooler, and I love like the autumn vibes, how the leaves turn more like yellow or orange. The harvesting it's a harvesting season. It's like when everything, you want to be more cozy at home. And fragrance wise is for me the best season to wear perfumes. You can really wear like the rich, more ambery fragrances. Of course, I also love winter fragrance wise. The only downside is really that days get shorter. But well, we can't have everything. But so let's start now with the designer fragrance here that I have. It's from the house of Chanel. We are starting with the bang. It's a classic. It is Antaeus. I love Antaeus. I already talked about Antaeus. This is a dark, mossy, leathery, very masculine leaning fragrance. This is a fragrance that I have for a few years now, like I would say 2 to 3, maybe 2 years. So you will see this is like a very recent formulation. Well, at least it has 2 to 3 years. And this is not the vintage. The vintage has this part of the spray is silver, or at least one of the more previous formulations. Here it's silver, and actually there is a bit of a difference because this has castoreum, and the previous formulation, the castoreum was more heavy, meaning it's more animalic and more leathery, more rich, and it's just brilliant. I'm not a vintage guy. I don't search for vintage fragrances or more previous formulations, but if there is one fragrance that I would consider to have a previous formulation, would be Antaeus. That and Egoist, also from Chanel. But this version specifically smells amazing. It's still complex. It's dark. It's like I call it like an elegant beast. It's dark, it's mysterious, it's leather. It still has the animalic quality in here. It's still mossy, maybe not as mossy, of course, as it once was, but still has a mossy quality in here. And it's quite dry, a bit smoky, and it's just wonderful. And it's a beast because of that, because it has this leather animalic qualities, but still tamed and not being overwhelming. I love it. This fragrance for me stood the test of time, and I mean it's still available for a reason. Definitely stood the test of time. Perfect for fall. I see this fragrance more as a fall fragrance, but definitely fall and winter. You can wear this one easily. It's Antaeus by Chanel. Now the next fragrance is Yves Saint Laurent's Tuxedo from the Le Vestiaire collection, but in the budget. From the house of Rochas, it is Moustache Eau de Parfum. And this fragrance is brilliant in terms of quality. Yes, in terms of uniqueness, well, it's not unique at all, but the quality is here. And size-wise, this is 125 ml. So like it's mentioned here in the label, it's Eau de Parfum. The bottle is actually very heavy, one of the heaviest bottles and thick bottles that I have in my collection. The cap as well, quite heavy. And scent-wise, I mean, it's not far from a Tuxedo, both in terms of the scent profile and the quality. So really, this is the reason why I don't have Tuxedo in my collection, because this costs like 30 euros in online discounters, whilst Tuxedo for the same size, 125 ml, I mean, it's way more expensive, as you can imagine. I think it's now in the 300 euros price tag, if I'm not mistaken, but don't quote me on that, but definitely is up there. So I mean, a very, very small fraction of the price, you get Moustache, which again smells quite similar, and I would say maybe not as heavy in the patchouli. I would say that here the patchouli is more tamed, and it has like a suede quality. This has a lot of benzoin, quite spicy, a bit of rose, a very mild rose that balances like the resinous, earthiness, spiciness of the fragrance, and also gives a bit more of an elegance into it. Extremely well balanced fragrance. This for me is perfect for date nights during the fall. It's very elegant. It has a bit of a mysterious quality in here. I mean, if we take aside tuxedo, the tuxedo scent profile itself, it's unique. I would say it's quite unique. You don't have many fragrances in the market that smell like that before, nor even after, aside like heavily inspired fragrances like this one. So scent profile wise, it is unique. It's not that you will smell like this everywhere. So that's what I'm trying to say here. And for 30 euros, I mean, this is a stunning scent. Great quality fragrance. But I mean, Rochas does create good quality fragrance for a very affordable price. And this is one of them, perfect for fall. Great scent. I mean, benzoin forward with a bit of patchouli, with a bit of rose, spicy, a bit of pepper. Wonderful. Highly, highly advise you to check this one out, especially if you are into tuxedo. But even if you're not, and if you don't want to spend like big bucks in a perfume overall, and you just want to smell amazing during the fall, I mean, you can't go wrong with Moustache by Moustache Eau de Parfum by Rochas. Actually, the next fragrance that I will mention, it's also very affordable. Actually, I would say that it's the best affordable fragrance out there, or at least the line itself, it's quite affordable, and I consider those fragrances, 3 actually. Well, 4, but I didn't try it, still the newest one. But these fragrances are definitely some of the best bang for your buck out there. The brand itself is amazing, and their fragrances are heavily discounted. And of course, I'm referring to already a classic, Encre Noire. The original Encre Noire released in 2006. I love this line, Encre Noire. Actually, this is one of the reasons why I love vetiver. Encre Noire, I discovered this early on my fragrance journey, and it was a love at first sniff. I blind bought it because it was like 19 euros back then. And this is a 100 ml bottle, eau de toilette concentration. And this fragrance is a reference in terms of vetiver, especially if we are talking about like more affordable perfumes and more affordable vetiver fragrances. This is, I mean, a reference. And Encre Noire is this dark, inky, a bit smoky, rooty vetiver. It's very, I would say, it's a bit linear. It's a minimalistic type of scent, but very atmospheric. It feels like you are walking through a damp forest late fall, in the late fall time. And it's just brilliant. It has a spicy quality in here, but overall it's this more dark, inky, a bit smoky, rooty vetiver. Amazing, really amazing. I have the 3 of them. I have the Encre Noire, the original. I have the Sport version, which is also fantastic, super underrated actually, of the fragrances from this line. It's more of a fresh citrusy take on this scent profile, which works amazingly. And then you have, which is my favorite of the line, the à l'extrême version, but I use that more during late fall and winter. I definitely will feature that in my winter list. It takes a more balsamic incense quality into this fragrance, and a bit more resinous as well. Amazing. But overall, I mean, this Encre Noire line, you definitely must try. And especially again, if you don't want to spend high amounts of money to smell good, Encre Noire is another one that you can definitely try. Very different from Moustache. I would say that this is a bit more daring than Moustache. I think it's more, Moustache is easier to appreciate than Encre Noire because it has this dry vetiver. Vetiver is not an easy fragrance, I believe, for everyone to appreciate. So that's why I say that Rocha, with the sweetness and the resinous qualities, might be more easy to appreciate. But nonetheless, if you are into vetivers, or if you overall want something more unique, something more atmospheric, I mean, Encre Noire is the one to go for. Perfect for fall time. And yeah, highly advise for you to try if you have yet to. Encre Noire, the original, by Lalique. The next fragrance, it's also a classic, released in the late 90s from the house of Guerlain, and some argue that this was the last great Guerlain. I mean, if we are talking about more of a classic Guerlain style, yeah, I would say yes. I think it's the last great Guerlain. And I mean, I love it. It is the amazing Heritage. And this is in the one of the previous formulations. I mean, now you have Heritage, and this is Eau de Toilette. It's my favorite actual version of Heritage. You now have Heritage coming in the same squared, like low medial style bottle. And I mean, all fragrances now marketed for men come in that bottle style. This is the previous version. They call it the Listerine version. Before that, it was different. It was a different style of bottle. The cap as well wasn't like wood like this. It was more like of a silver or gold cap. I mean, so it was different. Guerlain, usually they change a lot their presentations, the bottles, and sometimes their formulations. But usually they are like, their formulations always keep the fragrances in very good shape, I would say. And Heritage to this day still smells great. So I will not advise you to search for this version because this version is way better. No, I think the current version just smells as good. In terms of performance, I don't know, but scent-wise, for me, I didn't detect any difference. This is one of the references in terms of patchouli, but it's not just patchouli. This one has also a bit of cedarwood, sandalwood. It's creamy, it's woodsy, it's a bit spicy, earthy, of course, extremely gentlemanly, very elegant. It's fantastic, really, and very dapper, very upscaled, masculine, definitely more masculine leaning. But again, I mean, if you're a woman and you love these type of fragrances, definitely check it out. All fragrances are unisex, just depends on your taste. So yes, I really advise everyone to try Heritage if you have yet to. I mean, it's really one of those fragrances that you have to try at least once. And for this screams fall. I mean, the entire presentation of this fragrance, I mean, it screams fall. So yes, in terms of patchouli, one of the best patchoulis out there. It's not your typical chocolatey, earthy, cakey patchouli. No, it's refined. It's a French patchouli, refined, a bit more upscale. It has the earthy qualities, but a bit more elegant. And the sandalwood really gives a very creamy nuance. Cedarwood here as well, very present, a bit spicy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful scent. I could say it's the last great Guerlain. Heritage Eau de Toilette. I believe that Eau de Toilette has more layers into it. The Eau de Parfum feels a bit incomplete, like it seems like you go straight to the base, to the dry down, and doesn't smell, for me, as good as Eau de Toilette. Now, the next two fragrances that I have here, they are both brand new releases of 2025, although they were released early on this year, and I already talked about them. This one is from the house of Hermès, from the Terre d'Hermès line, so a flanker of Terre d'Hermès. Totally caught me off guard, and not just me, I mean, because Hermès now is very invested in their H24 line, which I do appreciate the line, but I do prefer the Terre d'Hermès line. So yes, I always welcome a flanker on this line, and it is Terre d'Hermès Eau de Parfum Intense. Now, actually, we did not have an Eau de Parfum before. I mean, we had with the Terre d'Hermès Intense Vetiver, it was an Eau de Parfum, but ultimately, actually, it's my least favorite of the line, and it was the very first fragrance of Christine Nagel flanker. It was the first Terre d'Hermès created by Christine Nagel. And actually, I'm not a huge fan of it. It's not intense, and it's not that huge of a vetiver perfume. It's okay. It's an okay fragrance, but it's, I believe, when comparing with all the other fragrances from the Terre Hermès line, it falls a bit flat and it's really not the best of the line. But this one though is a different story. Oh wow, this, and I have to say this is the most different Terre Hermès scent profile. It's quite different. It still has a bit of the bitter orange, better saying. It starts off very different. Let's put it like this way. It starts off with a heavy licorice spicy accords. But for me, it's so addicting and it's so good. It's just brilliant. I mean, this licorice spicy quality, and dare I say a bit resinous, it gives really a very unpredictable, unexpected twist. I mean, the opening it's fantastic. I never thought Terre d'Hermès could smell like this, like a flanker of Terre d'Hermès could smell like this, and it just worked. After this opening that lasts like 10 minutes or so, it then goes more into what is the classic Terre d'Hermès with the bitter orange and vetiver. And so it's a brilliant balance of what is new to the table, and there's also this lava stone quality in here, which is quite unique and gives a very warm quality to this fragrance. So this fragrance is really a very interesting balance of newness with this very interesting, addicting licorice, spicy licorice and lava stone with the Terre d'Hermès DNA of the bitter orange and the vetiver. Stunning, stunning fragrance. I have to say, I think this is the best Terre d'Hermès of Christine Nagel. I also love the fresh version. That's actually, now I'm forgetting. I have the fragrance and now I'm forgetting. The fresh version of Terre d'Hermès, which was created by as well Christine Nagel to replace the Eau Très Fraîche. But this one, I think it's her best work on this line. Amazing scent, and it screams fall. This fragrance screams fall, although it's versatile. I mean, you can wear this during the spring, also cool days of summer, fall, winter, of course. Performance-wise, it's actually quite good, especially in the longevity. But yes, highly advise for you to try this one if you have yet to. Terre d'Hermès Eau de Parfum Intense. And last but definitely not least, on the designer side of things, we have a fragrance also released this year, like I said in the beginning, and it's from the house of Cartier, another love at first sniff. And I have to say, I think this is my favorite designer release so far of this year. And this, if I would be ranking, this would be my number one. I can safely say that. It is Cartier's Declaration Eau de Parfum. And it's quite interesting how they changed like the presentation itself, the bottle itself, because it's definitely more rounded, more softer edges. The Declaration is a bit more, the fount is a bit smaller here. And this part of the spray, the stopper, is actually magnetic. A very interesting touch here. The scent profile is also very different from the Declaration DNA. I'm a big fan of the Declaration DNA. I have the original, I have the Parfum, I have the Declaration Bonsoir, which was unfortunately discontinued, and now I have this one. This takes the Declaration into another level in terms of ginger and black tea. This smoked black tea accord with ginger, simply stunning, stunning, stunning. Such a high quality fragrance, and with keeping the cardamom, keeping a bit of a clove, just stunning. Highly advise you to try this one. This fragrance for me, it leans a bit, slightly bit more masculine, but honestly, I think this can be unisex. This could easily be created by a niche brand, and I think it would be extremely hyped. But because it's Cartier, well, it's not that much hyped. But this scent, it's such a high quality one. For me, it's the smoked black tea with the cardamom and the ginger. I mean, it's just stunning. It's a bit effervescent because of the ginger, but it has a bit of a warm sensuality because of the cardamom. The cardamom for me really creates a very warm, sensual feel. And then the black tea, it's just transmits that cozy, mysterious quality that just love it. Really fantastic. Screams fall. Cartier Declaration Eau de Parfum. Love it. Highly advise if you to try this one. Now let's talk about the niche side of things, starting off with already a classic from the house of Andy Tower. This is L'Air du Désert Marocain, which I finally brought with me from Portugal. I mean, this is a reference for me in terms of amber fragrances. It's one of the reasons why I love niche fragrances, and this is a masterpiece of a fragrance. It was released in 2005, if I'm not mistaken, and it's just one of the best amber fragrances, and it's a bestseller of Andy Tower. And actually this year he just released a flanker of L'Air du Désert Marocain, which is, I think, L'Air du Désert Marocain Soir, if I'm not mistaken. I'm very, very curious to try that fragrance. But this is the original. I also have the Au Coeur du Désert, which I believe it's more of a winter fragrance. It's more dark, resinous, more intense, rich. This one is a bit more airy. I mean, like the name implies. It's more spicy. And I just love the resins and the amber in here. It's warm. It really feels like you are in the desert. I already had the opportunity, actually. This is not just a cliche. I had the opportunity to be at the Moroccan desert. And yeah, it's the feel, the environment, the atmosphere, it's quite accurate. And although I would say that this is a tad more sweet, not as dry, but it's brilliant though. This fragrance, how it's made, oh, man, it's fantastic. Screams fall. Although you can really wear this during the entire year. Actually, this also works quite well in the summertime. But overall, I think this works better during the fall. It's where this shines the most. L'Air du Désert Marocain by Andy Tower. The next fragrance from the house of Profumum Roma. Of course, Profumum Roma needed to be featured here, and like I said before in one of my previous videos, that I brought with me quite a few Profumum Roma fragrances. This was one of them. I definitely do not advise for you to travel with 100 ml bottles of Profumum Roma. It's just a nightmare. But yeah, fortunately nothing happened with this one. It is Arso. And Arso, it's maybe, if I would be ranking, could be my number one. But then again, I mean, the list is very strong in terms of what could be my number one in the niche side of things. But Arso is definitely up there. And for me, it's a staple in terms of fall. Although, unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to wear last year, but this year that will change. Arso is, for me, the best foresty, piney, resinous fragrance. Or better saying, is a fragrance that best represents this piney, foresty atmosphere. It's so spot on, such a natural smelling scent. It has this furry, pine fir quality into it, a bit coniferous, quite resinous, leathery in the base, and it's just brilliantly made. It has a creaminess, maybe because of the resinous qualities. It has a creamy quality into it, a bit of a creamy sweetness, a bit incensey, very mildly incense, and it's just wonderful. It's quite a zen fragrance. I think it's a more of an, better saying, it's a more of an intimate type of perfume. It's a fragrance that you wear for yourself, not a fragrance that you want to wear to impress others. I mean, you can, definitely, because it's that unique, but it's more of an intimate, personal scent. At least it is for me, and I love it. Love, love, love it. My favorite piney, foresty fragrance, definitely. I mean, from my favorite brand overall, it's Arso. And the performance, amazing. And the next fragrance from the house of Olfactive Studio. I love this one. Very happy to have it in my collection. This one is Chambre Noire. Also already a classic from the brand. I mean, it's quite popular. from the brand, one of the best sellers, if not the best seller of Olfactive Studio. Chambre Noire, it has this dark plum, leather, patchouli, boozy qualities a bit. It has this cognac feeling to it. It's just so damn good. The only downside is the performance. I would love that this would be more beefy and would project more, but it's a bit more of an intimate fragrance. But because of that, it's perfect for date night. During the fall time, it's that good. And more of an intimate, moody, sensual, mysterious type of scent. Man, love it. Love it. Chambre Noire by Olfactive Studio. Check this one out, guys, if you have yet. Now, this next fragrance is a statement maker from the house of Stephane Humbert Lucas. This one is Taklamakan. Quite underrated from the brand, released in 2016, almost 10 years. This fragrance, like I said, is a statement maker. This is another parfum concentration. Taklamakan is all about osmanthus, patchouli, amber, vanilla, and musk. Just beautiful. I would say that it even has like an Immortelle almost quality, maybe because of the osmanthus. The osmanthus is also like this yellow floral type of note, so it gives the impression of this Immortelle quality because it has like a caramelized feel into it, but ultimately it's a deep, rich, earthy, resinous, sweet fragrance. Just wonderful. Again, statement maker, perfect for fall. This screams fall. Great performance overall. One of the better fragrances from this brand. Taklamakan, quite underrated. Highly advise for you to try it. The next fragrance smells like sunlight hitting at autumn leaves. It's from the house of Les Indemodables. Brand new release. And it's one of my latest additions to my collection. It is Immortelle Solaire. Immortelle Solaire by Les Indemodables. I have to say right now, it's the best release of Les Indemodables in the last 3 years. And I think it's not even close. First of all, I love Immortelle. I love this caramelized Immortelle scent. And here is done to perfection, needless to say. I mean, Les Indemodables is known, although it's a smaller French niche brand, but they are very known for using high quality ingredients. Antoine Lee is the parfumeur, and for me this screams fall. Although Immortelle, it's a summery note, it's more of a summery floral, but I think how this fragrance is constructed, this for me screams fall. This could be my number one. Arguably, I think this could be my number one this year. Immortelle Solaire for me was love at first sniff. And it has this crunchy, caramelized Immortelle that I just love with hazelnut, this creamy hazelnut, patchouli, of course, and you have also this resinous styrax. It's brilliant, so rich, deep, and warm, and cozy. For me, the only downside of this fragrance, actually in terms of performance, lasts quite a long time. But the main downside is that I would love that the Immortelle would last all the way through the dry down. On my skin, kind of dissipates from the heart. After a couple of hours, let's say, it's not there. It's more about patchouli and hazelnut, which brings me to say that I believe that this could be almost like a flanker. This can be like outrageous to say, but this could be a flanker of Patchouli Noisette, which was released in 2023. I have it and I actually do love it, but it's a very love and hate type of scent. Because it's that fragrance, Patchouli Noisette, very heavy in the patchouli, like the name implies, and hazelnut, but also it has some cypriol going on there. This has the same patchouli and the same hazelnut as in Patchouli Noisette. The difference is that it also has this amazing resinous quality with this crunchy, caramelized Immortelle. So it ends up being more complex, very well constructed, of course. But yes, because of the dry down and the overall scent profile, like I would say that the backbone of this fragrance is very patchouli noisette like. Again, because of the patchouli and the hazelnut used in here. But other than that, I mean, it's a stunning scent. I highly advise for you to try this one. To me, the best niche release of the year, maybe. I mean, so far, I believe so. Immortelle Solaire by Les Indemodables. Stunning scent. And last but certainly not least, from the house of Amouage. And it's a fragrance that it's a bit slapped on. But I love it, and it's one of the best fragrances from the brand. It is Rose Incense from the Library Collection. I think it's Opus 12, if I'm not mistaken. As you see, I have the original bottle in the original formulation. This is how the fragrances from this Library Collection look like. They look like a book like that you put in the shelf. And it's beautiful. I really like it. It was very unique. It's a shame that they discontinued this bottle, but well, they needed to cut costs like every brand does. But the scent-wise, I think it smells the same. Oh, it's so good. It's so, so good. And one of the better rose fragrances out there as well. And of course, like the name implies, rose and incense. It has this bit of a jammy quality, the rose. The incense, it's very prominent, very resinous and thick, bold incense. Very spicy, very ambery. And it has a mysterious quality into it. It's interesting. It's a very interesting fragrance. It's something that you do not smell every day, definitely. And so it has a mysterious quality because of that. Such a high quality rose and incense. I mean, seriously, one of the best and most underrated fragrances from Amouage. Absolutely. Screams fall. Although you can wear this in the wintertime as well. Performance is massive. This really lasts on my skin for the entire day. And it's not your typical pretty rose or just full-on jammy rose or rose with saffron. No. It's powerful jammy rose, yes, but very resinous, very ambery, and lots of incense again. And a bit spicy, dare I say. Check this one out if you have yet to. Rose Incense from Amouage from the Opus collection. Guys, let me know in the comments down below what's your opinion on this fall list. Let me know also in the comments down below what fragrances would you wear during the fall season. And if you find value in this video, hit the like button, subscribe, check out all the other fragrance content that I have available, and see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.